Welcome to the Sunday Feast program organized by ISKCON Stouffville. We'll start with Jai Radha Madhav. Please repeat after me. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pashtata Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gauru Bhakta Vrinda Everyone Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayam Udirayet
Tato Jayam Udiraye
Shrunumatam Swakatha Krishna
Shruvatam Satha Krishna
Punya Shravana Kirtana
Punya Sarvana Kirtana
Hridayantastu hi abhadrani
Vadayatastu Hriyadrani
Vidunoti suhatsatam
Vibhudanoti Sahasana
Nashtaprayesu abhadresu
Nashtaprayayesu Abhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavati Uttama Sloke
Bhagavati Uttama Sloke
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya
Nanda Gopakumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha
Govindaya Namo Namaha
Namaha Pankajanabhaya
Namaha Pankajamanaya
Namaha Pankajamalini
Namaha Pankajamanaya
Namaha Pankajanetraya
Namaha Pankajanivaya
Namaste Pankajangraye
Namaste Pankajanivaya.
Hare Krishna. Once again, welcome to this Sunday Feast program organized by ISKCON Stouffville. So nice to see each and every one of you. So we are on Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8.24, which is page number 367 of this hardbound yellow book. I hope everybody is on the same page. Page number 367, sloka number 8.24. Please recite after me. Agnir Jyotir Aha Sukla
Agni Jyotir Ahasukla
Sanmasa Uttarayanam
Shanmasa Uttarayanam
Tatra Prayata Gachanti
Tatra Prayata Gachanti
Brahma Brahma Vidojana
Brahma Brahma Vidojana
Agnir Jyotir Aha Sukla
Agni Jyotir Ahasukla
Sanmasa Uttarayanam
Shanmasa Uttarayanam
Tatra Prayata Gachanti
Tatra Prayata Gachanti
Brahma Brahma Vidojana
Brahma Brahma Vidojana
Agnir Jyotiraha Sukla
Agni Jyotir Ahasukla
Sanmasa Uttarayanam
Shanmasa Uttarayanam
Tatra Prayata Gachanti
Tatra Prayata Gachanti
Brahma Brahma Vidojana.
Brahma Brahma Vidojana.
Two Matajis and two Prabhus can read.
Go ahead, Mataji.
Agni Jyoti Radha Suklaha
Agni Jyotiraha Sukla
Masa Uttarayanam
Sanmasa Uttarayanam
Tatra Prayata Gachanti
Tatra Prayata Gachanti
Brahma Brahma Vidojana
Brahma Brahma Vidojana.
Agni Jyotir Ahashukla
Agni Jyotiraha Sukla
Shasmasa Uttarayanam
Sanmasa Uttarayanam
Tatra Prayata Gachanti
Tatra Prayata Gachanti
Brahma Brahma Vidojana
Brahma Brahma Vidojana.
Agni शुक्लः
अग्निर्ज्योतिरः शुक्लः
षण्मासा उत्तरायणम्
षण्मासा उत्तरायणम्
तत्र प्रयाता गच्छन्ति
तत्र प्रयाता गच्छन्ति
ब्रह्म ब्रह्म विदो जनाः
अग्निर्ज्योतिरः शुक्लः षण्मासा उत्तरायणम् तत्र प्रयाता गच्छन्ति ब्रह्मा ब्रह्मा विदो जनाः. Thank you so much, Mataji's, Prabhus. Can anybody read the translation, please?
Sunny Prabhu.
Those who know the Supreme Brahman attain that Supreme by passing away from the world during the influence of the fairy god, in the light and auspicious moment of the day, during the fortnight of the waxing moon, or during the 6 months when the sun travels in the north. Translation again. Those who know the Supreme Brahman attain that Supreme by passing away from the world during the influence of the fairy god, in the light at an auspicious moment of the day, during the fortnight of the waxing moon, or during the 6 months when the sun travels in the north.
Very good. Anybody would like to read the purport?
Sure. Purport. When fire, light, day, and four nights of the moon are mentioned, it is to be understood that over all of them there are various presiding deities who make arrangements for the passage of the soul. At the time of death, the mind carries one on the path to a new life. If one leaves the body at the time designated above, either accidentally or by arrangement, it is possible for him to attain the impersonal Brahma Jyoti. Mystics who are advanced in yoga practice can arrange the time and place to leave the body. Others have no control. If by accident they leave at an auspicious moment, then they will not return to the cycle of birth and death. But otherwise, there is every possibility that they will have to return. However, for the pure devotee in Krishna consciousness, there is no fear of returning, whether he leaves the body at an auspicious or inauspicious moment by accident or arrangement.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Can you repeat the last line again, Prabhu? Very important. Starting from however.
However, for the pure devotee in Krishna consciousness, there is no fear of returning, whether he leaves the body at an auspicious or inauspicious moment by accident or arrangement.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Very good. Om Agyana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chaksurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Vrind की जय, जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, devotees, welcome again. I seek the blessings of each and every Vaishnava here, who are just like desired trees, full of compassion to the fallen conditioned souls like me. With the great mercy of Guru and Gauranga, I got this golden opportunity to say a few words glorifying Sri Krishna, thus trying to please Guru Maharaj. So I'm not at all qualified to speak on Bhagavad Gita or for that matter on any of the Shastras, but I'll try to speak for my own purification and as a service to my Guru Maharaj. So in the process, if there is any shortcomings or mistakes, please forgive me. Hare Krishna. So, we are on chapter 8. The title is Attaining the Supreme. And this is the only chapter in the whole of Bhagavad Gita, which deals with two subject matters simultaneously. Number one, how to live the life perfectly. Means how can we achieve the perfection. And number two, how to live, live, depart the life perfectly and thereby achieve perfection. So both the matters are important to us, how to live the life and how to depart from the life in such a way that we don't take birth again in this material realm, which is full of miseries, as we all know. Most of us fail to understand how to live life. I'm included. I'm the. Raise the hand if you know how to live life perfectly. Please raise the hand.
If you may.
And raise the hand if you still don't know how to live life perfectly. I see all the hands. Mine is two. Prabhu's Mataji. Mine is two. If you go, oh, here, camera, two. Two. So yes, we don't know. Prabhu's and Matajis, we don't know how to live life perfectly. By that we mean not to waste a single moment of this very precious life, and to live a life in such a way that we ultimately go back home, back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada is so merciful on us. Our acharyas are so merciful on us, showing compassion to the fallen conditioned souls like us, to be guiding the Rajmarg. We call it Rajmarg, highway, not the allies, highway, that walk on this path, just follow what we are doing and you will achieve the success. So in other words, our acharyas have given a plate which is fully palatable and very delicious. All we have to do is take a morsel of food and just swallow. That's it. That much simple they have made. Prabhupada said, read my books, small or big or medium, doesn't matter. Read my books constantly. And that is more than enough for us to know how to live the life. And if we follow that thread, हम लोग बोलते हैं ना कि प्रभुपादा की धोती को मजबूती से पकड़ रखो, बस that's it. It is his duty then to take us back to home, उसको पकड़ के रखो. Just follow, not imitation, not anukaran, but anusaran. We are rupa nugas, We need to anusaran in the footsteps of the acharyas. So Prabhupada has given us those beautiful guidelines as a commentary on Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, small books full of knowledge. The second topic dealt with is how to live, live, the depart from life. And that is equally important because, again, I would ask the question, Prabhus and Matajis, do you know, please raise your hand if you know exactly how to live, how to depart the life perfectly. Please raise your hand. I see no hands. Another question. If you don't know how to depart from this life, please raise your hand. I see all the hands. Two hands again. Witness is this guy. No.
He knows.
No, the camera. Oh, he's a person behind the camera. So two hands. Yes, we don't know, Prabhus and Matajis, how to depart from this life. If we know, and the proof is, I'm not talking in the air. Ask yourself, introspect, and I'm asking myself. When I say yourself, means me first included. Ask a question. Do I have the sense of urgency which will automatically get developed if we recognize that we have got very limited and short time of life to live in? Introspect. Ask ourselves, do we have that sense of urgency which will automatically follow if we know that a time is short, time is limited, time is precious, and we have got a lot of things to do, but we don't know. But we are trying to. That doesn't mean that we are struggling sadhakas, not devotees at all, or we should call ourselves, we are struggling sadhakas. And thereby we are trying to achieve some knowledge as given by our acharyas to walk on a path of life which is suggested by them. So, in other words, both these topics are very, very important for us to understand, which chapter 8 gives us very graciously. If we study this chapter 8 from beginning to end, that's also enough. In fact, every sloka, isn't it? Every sloka is like that Ramban. To me, I feel that it's like a Ramban, Straight it goes here. Every sloka of Bhagavad Gita, if we study and then when we study again, after second time we study, we feel something new. Third time we study, Dine, Navam, Every time we feel that something is new. Why? Because it's full of that knowledge. So, we need to study this very attentively, line by line. Having said that of chapter 8, there are 3 slokas in chapter 8, 4 slokas, which is, so Krishna changes the gear from 8.23 while instructing Arjuna. He has already instructed Arjuna how to live the life, how to achieve, do yogas, how to do bhakti, and how to concentrate on him and thereby achieve the perfection. But, and then also we saw the 8.5 and all, Anta Kalachamana, all those. But 8.23 onwards, Krishna changes the gear. We are all drivers, we change the gear. Nowadays it's automatic, so we don't change. But he changes the gear and he picks up the topic of how to attain the Supreme. The title of chapter 8 is How to Attain the Supreme. Attaining the Supreme. How to attain the Supreme through mystic yogas. He changes the gear. And he deals with this subject matter in depth from sloka number 8.23 all the way till 8.26, which means 4. 23, 24, 25, 26. 4 slokas are dealing with the topic of how to attain the Supreme through the process of mystic yoga. So 8.23 we have already dealt with in last week, very nicely explained. I'll just read the translation of 8.23 just for reference. O best of the Bharatas, I shall now explain to you the different times at which passing away from this world, the yogi does or does not come back. So again, Krishna is referring to the yogi, and the process referred is mystic yoga. What does he do such that he does or does not come back to this material realm? So 8.23 is dealing primarily, if you read the purport of these 4 verses, 8.23, 24, 25, 26, we can find that 23 is dealing with, before that I would like to ask one question. Very simple question to all of you. What are the 4 paths of spirituality? Again I repeat, what are the main 4 paths on which we walk on for spirituality? Please raise the hand if, yes, Mataji.
Chanting the holy name?
Yeah, that is the process, but not the paths. I'm asking the paths, the main faculties, main path on which we can walk on to, yes, chanting, worshipping deities, associating with devotees, reading scriptures, all those things.
I think it's something to do with the karma yoga,
Yes,
dhyana yoga.
Yes.
And
Second, third.
third one is that mystic thing.
Dhyana yoga.
Jnana
Very nice.
yoga,
And the
bhakti
fourth,
yoga.
And the last is
perfect. Mataji, those were the things.
Bhakti yoga.
Yeah, so 4 things. One is karma yoga.
Yeah.
Perfect, Prabhu. Jnana yoga.
Karma yoga.
Third is dhyana yoga, which is also called ashtanga yoga or raj yoga or hatha yoga.
Yeah.
In other words, mystic yoga system.
Yeah.
Third, and the fourth is Prabhu
Bhakti
is
yoga.
bhakti yoga. Perfect.
Ultimate.
So why I told Prabhuji says so Prabhu to read the last line again is because it's deal with bhakti yoga. Very, very important. We'll focus on that. But before that, we'll cover these 4. So if you read the purport of verse number 23, it's dealing with yogic process. So dhyana yoga or mystic yoga system. If you read the purport of 22, 24, which is now what we are reading, it deals with jnana yoga. So the yogis try to achieve the perfection and go back to Godhead, but then yogis would be again achieving impersonal Brahman. As much as jnanis, they are targeting impersonal Brahman. So yogis in the yogic process, they want to achieve the siddhis, anima, mahima, laghima. There are 8 siddhis, and then they would like to achieve the siddha loka. Yogis, that is their target. Siddha loka through the yogic process. Jnanis would want to accumulate knowledge, and their target is to achieve impersonal Brahman, which call it Brahma Jyotir. The Karma Yogis, if you read the purport of the next verse, 25, it's dealing with prescribed duties and karma. So it's Karma Yogis. They try to achieve the higher spiritual planets. In that 25, it is described as moon planet. Moon is a higher spiritual planet. They try to achieve it, but that's still spiritual, material realm. It's not
Yogi is Prabhu, heavenly planet.
heavenly planets, higher planets. That's what I said. Higher planets, which is, and then in the next 25, it is mentioned as moon planet. It's the higher planet. So that is karma yogis. But bhakti yogis wouldn't want any of this. They wouldn't want impersonal jyotis. They wouldn't want siddhis, siddhaloka. They wouldn't want higher planetary systems. Still in material realm, they would want only back to home, back to Godhead, which is Vaikuntha Loka or higher. If too much intense sadhana, then even Goloka Vrindavan. But that is spiritual realm. They are not interested in bhakti, they are not interested in mukti, they are only interested in bhakti. They would reject mukti, they would reject bhakti, which is bhoga, but they will only accept bhakti, unalloyed devotional service. And therefore they keep on praying to the lordships that, hey, oh Lord, give me your devotional service, give me the benedictions such that I never forget your lotus feet. Then whether you keep me in the hell, heaven, or wherever you keep, doesn't matter. So far as I am able to remember your lotus feet and render devotional service, I am happy. He doesn't aspire mukti.
Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked that in Shishtashtaka.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Birth after birth, I want to
Birth
serve
after
you. Remember
birth.
you and serve.
I remember you, only remember your lotus feet. Very nice, Mataji.
Question: is the specific time and day affect the personal whoever is like?
I'm coming back. Bro.
Yeah, but that okay. Yeah.
I'm coming back to that. You'll get answer, but still we'll give you opportunity to ask.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
I'm coming back.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Sorry, Prabhu. Just one minute. I request all devotees, please hold on to your questions.
Okay.
Once the class is over, when Prabhu allots the time for questions, we will interact with it. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. So yes, I'm coming back to that, Prabhu, for sure. So this 8.24, I will divide this purport into three parts. First is the auspicious time and the muhurta and the astrology and all those we'll discuss in detail. Second thing is the mystic yoga system, the yogis process, what is mentioned. The third is bhakti, which is what Prabhu repeated 2 times, bhakti, which is very important. So let us start with the astrology portion of it. So astrology is a science. We know astrology is a science. Of course it is, the rekhas and the nakshatras and the Rahu and Ketu and Chandrama and all. It's a science, perfect science. We don't disagree with that. Perfect. But bhaktas wouldn't give that much importance to astrology. I will ask you a question. Who is the Guru Maharaj of our beloved Srila Prabhupada? Who is the Guru?
Saraswati.
What is that?
Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati.
Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, correct. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. Do you know who Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was? I mean, what are his qualities? We know he is son of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and all, and he is the spiritual master of our beloved Srila Prabhupada. But what are his qualities? Do you know the achievements of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur? I'll describe a couple of them for you to get the context where I am heading to. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was a very learned scholar, very, very learned scholar. Even as of today, if you read the translations of Brahma Samhita, translated by him, I need to read 2 times, 3 times, 4 times the same purport, the same line to understand. He was that rich in vocabulary. He is that learned. He uses the words, choicest of the words, which we need to understand 2-3 times, read before we understand the meaning of it. He is that learned. Number 2, he was a great astrologer. Many people wouldn't know this fact. He was a great astrologer. He learned astrology in and out. in-depth, it's not shallow, it's in-depth knowledge of astrology. But Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the Guru Maharaj of our beloved Srila Prabhupada, he was a great astrologer, Mataji. Very, very, not only learned in English and Sanskrit, but also the knowledge of astrology is beyond anybody's perception. Great astrologer. Still, the point to tell you is, still he adopted Bhakti Yoga. If the Guru Maharaj of our beloved Srila Prabhupada leaves the astrology aside, do not depend on it as a pure devotee, and leans only on the Bhakti Yoga, we need to follow his footsteps. So many people get, oh Maharaj, it goes to astrology. Can you tell me what is in my these things? They are curious to know. Okay, that's a science. One can tell if somebody is really knowledgeable, he can foretell. Yes, we don't deny that. But Bhaktas wouldn't want to rely on astrology. And the example is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He did not rely. He just went on to Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti path, and not only he did, he instructed our beloved Srila Prabhupada and all these disciples to preach on the glories of Krishna, on the messages of Krishna given by Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. So, he is the greatest bhakta, not astrologer. So we need to understand that we should also not depend on, we can have assistance somewhere here. If we are inquisitive, real bhaktas would never go for that. They just want to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. As Mataji said, chanting is the most important. The second point on the astrology, on the timing, Prabhu. So yes, astrology says, even this sloka also says that to be able to achieve the perfection, one needs to leave his body during the 6 months when the sun travels to the north, which we call Uttarayan. Uttar means north, Ayan means going, like Ramayan. So going towards Lord Ram. So Uttarayan, going towards north. There are those 6 months, which is generally January to July, to answer your question. Not only those 6 months, but those 6 months have got 180 days. You need to select the 14 or 15 days which are waxing moon, which means the moon is rising. Sukla Paks. The Krishna Paks is dark, which is going down, waning, but Sukla Paks is rising, waxing moon. So you need to select the timing, the days, out of those 180 days, select the 14 days which are waxing moon. Again, 14, 15 days is too much of a period, because that is just a fraction of a second. There also you have to select the day part, because there are 14, 15 days and nights. You have to select the day part, which starts from sunrise to dusk. Day part. There also we have got 12 hours. You have to select the specific muhurta, which is the most auspicious. And we know with the muhurta, right? It changes. It has to be most auspicious. And there also it has to be Agni, the Agni, the fire. So it has to be during that fiery period. The Jyoti is the light, Aha is the day, Shukla Paksa we have already discussed, the fortnight, and Sun Masa, the 6 months, Uttarayan is the sun traveling in the north. Prabhus and Matajis, do we have the choice? Did we have the choice when we are born?
No.
Did we have the choice which parents we will born to?
No.
We could have been born to a sparrow mother. We are born with our mother, the human being. Do we have a choice to select our family? If we don't have that choice, do we have a choice to select the exact moment? I am not talking of 6 months, not talking of 14 days, not talking of 12 hours in a day, not talking of even that particular muhurta, which might be 1.5 hours, whatever. It is a fraction of a second. Do we have that choice to leave our body on that particular moment? And I see everybody is nodding. No, we don't have the choice. But good part of it is the yogis, perfect yogis do have. Perfect yogis. So, but we in Kali Yuga, It is not possible. This high system of yoga, sitting on the asana, vyasasana, yogis do muktasana. There is something like we got padmasana, we have got pranayam, we have got different asanas. There is a muktasana. Mukta means release. Asana means sitting in a posture. There is a muktasana. Yes, there is a muktasana which perfect yogis do, but that is very, very rare. And those yogis can, what do they do is in muktasana, there are, okay, again to tell you little knowledge, there are 9 gates in the whole of the body, right? 9 gates through which the life air will pass out, which means one of those holes will be used, the gates will be used for the soul to depart from this body. That is when we declare, the doctor declares he is dead. Why? Because soul has passed. Now in Muktasana, what those yogis do, they block the lower portions of the holes, the gates, such that the life air will not have any space to escape through the lower gates. And then they elevate the life air up and up and up. All the way, not even face, there are 7 holes here only. 7. No, not only one hole, one gate which is on the top of the skull, which is called Brahma Randhra. Brahma, B-R-A-H-M-A, Randhra, R-A-N-D-H-R-A. Brahma Randhra is one word. Brahma Randhra is a small dot everybody has on the top of the skull, which is so delicate that if somebody hits there, one will die immediately. We know that. Head injury, doctors say, oh, head injury is very, very dangerous. That is so sensitive. And that is the gate which these yogis, perfect yogis I am talking about, will prefer their life air, having elevated, to pass through when they finally pass away. Not our piece of cake, Prabhu, to answer your question. Now you got your answer. How difficult it is for us to find an auspicious moment and to elevate the air. It's not possible, Prabhu and Mataji, for us. But there is a good news. Always there is a good news. Always there is a savior. In Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so kind on us that he has given us the Mahamantra. To chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and that is the only Yuga Dharma. So we have always got something to hold on to. Not only acharyas, but also the process. There are 3 things, I call it triangle. We have got love triangle. In every movie there is a triangle, hero, heroine, whatever, the villain. In our field, Prabhus and Matajis, there is a triangle. And hear it out very clearly. Triangle is Bhakta, Bhakti, and Bhagwan. First is Bhakta. We are all struggling sadhakas. Bhakta, that is called, let me go to that. Bhakta, and the second is Bhakti, what the process they do, what we are doing. Hare Krishna, Mataji is chanting right now, Hare Krishna. That is Bhakti. And the third angle of the triangle is Bhagavan. So Bhakta is following the process called Bhakti to achieve what? Bhagavan. Triangle. Yes. So the same thing, there are 3 different words for this process. One is Sambandha, second is Abhideya, third is Prayojana. Sambandha is to establish the relationship with Krishna, which Bhakta always does. Prayojana is the process which Bhakta follows to achieve the target. That is called Abhideya. And the third is the Dhyaya, the final target which Bhakta is trying to achieve is Bhagavan. So it is called Prayojana. So going back to God, going back home, back to Godhead is Prayojana. So Bhakta, Bhakti and Bhagavan. So that's a side note. So I was talking of the mystic yoga. So it's very, very difficult, Prabhu. We cannot do that. And we are advised not to do that. It's a long, Prabhupada says in his purport many, many times, Prabhu, that if a person has got 2 choices while climbing 25-story building, going to the 25th floor, if he has got 2 choices, one is a staircase, one, and the second one is elevator. A sane person will select what? Elevator. Whether I'll be able to reach 25th floor walking, we don't know, on stairs. It is exerting, it is time consuming, it is long, and it is uncertain. Elevator is fast, is proved, and then it can immediately take you to 25th floor in a matter of moments rather than hours. And it is less exerting. And Prabhupada said that follow this elevated system, follow this bhakti path, which is what I have laid down, for you to be able to reach the target without much exertion and without much delay. So we should be following the Prabhupada's advice, which is elevated, which is bhakti marg. So we have discussed the auspicious and now in auspicious thing there is one more point I will say. Prabhupada said many times, the sloka said that during the auspicious moment. Prabhu's and Mataji's auspiciousness depends on the consciousness of person. I repeat, auspicious time or auspiciousness depends on the consciousness of a person. It is not strictly that this time of this hour of the day is very auspicious. Yes, according to astrology that is also okay. But from our angle, auspiciousness depends on the consciousness of a person. And I'll give an example from Bhagavatam. We all know the pastime of Daksha Maharaj. Please raise the hand. Who knows the Daksha Maharaj pastime? Daksha Prajapati. You know Daksha Prajapati. So I'll narrate in brief, just to prove that point from the Bhagavatam, that auspiciousness depends on the consciousness. So Daksha Prajapati performed a yajna. We all know that. But what was his consciousness behind performing that yajna? Very proud. So when he enters the yajna arena, everybody was seated, lots of dignitaries, all devatas and Brahma and Shiva, and everybody is seated there. So when he enters, everybody stands up, except two. One is Brahma. Brahma, he wouldn't mind, because he is the person who created everything. It's okay for him to be seated. But his son-in-law, Sati's husband, his daughter is Sati. Parvati's previous birth, Sati. Sati's husband is Shivji.
Oh, yes.
And Lord Shiva was being seated in that arena. Maybe he was dhyanastha. He does dhyana. And he didn't notice. So Daksha Prajapati enters, and everybody except two. Brahma, he didn't mind. Shiva, he got offended. How come Shiva didn't stood up and give him respect? He got very offended. And we know the result. Ultimately, long story short, he got the goat head. Ultimately, then second time he invited, and he didn't invite Shiva, and then Shiva's, the gunas, that from the hair, that, we know that. So, and then he was destroyed, he was killed. But then finally, out of compassion, then, the goat head was replaced and he got alive. What happened? Why he got the goat head? Because his consciousness was proudy while performing. What is the final thing which we achieve from performing yajna? Vishnu's mercy, because it is meant for Lord Vishnu. And Daksha Prajapati did not do the yajna with that consciousness. So my point is to drive home the fact that auspiciousness depends on consciousness. So yajna is most auspicious, but it depends on the consciousness with which you are doing. Second example I will give, why auspiciousness depends on the consciousness, and we should not rely on the literal auspiciousness. We should purify our consciousness. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we all know that he used to do lots of kirtana in Sriva Sangha. And so one day Srivas Thakur, so one day kirtan was going on, and close associates, he doesn't invite anybody outside. And it so happens that Srivas Thakur's son passes away. While the kirtan is going, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is fully in ecstasy, and he is dancing, and everybody is dancing. And Srivas Thakur heard little noise, crying noise from behind. So Srivas Thakur leaves the kirtan and goes behind to find that his own son passed away, and the Matajis were crying. And immediately Srivas Thakur told the mother of child as well as everybody to keep the voice low. Please don't cry, keep the voice low. I know what has happened, but there is a Sankirtan going on outside, and they try to contain the voice as much as possible. And then Srivas Thakur returns and then he joins in Kirtan. On this side, his son has passed away. On this side, he joins in Kirtan. And full ecstasy. And then Chaitanya Prabhu at the end of the Kirtan, he asks everyone that I feel something inadvertent has happened, because he could realize. And he really asked everyone, and he looks at Srivas Thakur, you tell me what is going on. Something mishap, some mishap, I'm not able to get that ecstasy. And then finally Srivas Thakur had to reveal, he didn't wanted to. The other people said that Srivas Thakur's son passed away, and Srivas Thakur confirmed that yes, my son passed away. While that, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, then why didn't you told me? Srivas Thakur says, no, with that ecstasy, you are doing kirtana. That consciousness is very rare. So we need to value those moments. That consciousness is so auspicious when you are performing Sankirtan Yajna, when you are dancing in ecstasy. We get that ecstasy through you. And therefore, I thought it better not to reveal to you. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very, very pleased with him. Very pleased. And he immediately went to behind, and then he told the son that get up and tell me. So son, it is described that son who died a few moments ago, few hours ago, he got up and he said few words that, oh, okay, I am on my journey as directed by you. And then again he sleeps, and then he blesses him. So he passes away. So this all including father, mother saw, and they realized that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's greatness, that he was able to. So the point to tell you is that somebody passing away in this mundane world, we call it very, very inauspicious, isn't it? Somebody passing away, we hold the sutaka, we don't touch, we don't go to temple for 11 days, 13 days, until the kriya is done, and then very, very inauspicious. From what? From mundane vision. From mundane consciousness, we call passing away very inauspicious. But in this case, when the kirtan was going on, the consciousness of Srivas Thakur, the father, was so pure that he gave importance to those moments where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is dancing in ecstasy, in Harinam, and therefore he didn't inform, and therefore he didn't disturb the flow of that ecstasy. That is the consciousness. So those moments when his son was passed away, mundane vision, yes, it is inauspicious, but from the spiritual angle, it is most auspicious. Why? Because kirtan is going on. So therefore, auspiciousness depends on the consciousness of a person, not the specific muhurta or the 1.5 hour, chogadiya and whatever. So that is the point. So we will go back to second part of our discussion, which is yoga. Yoga, I'll just touch in brief that it's very difficult in Kali Yuga. We cannot do that. There are simple ways for us to attain our target, back to home, back to Godhead. Very, very exerting, very difficult, and very long way. Although it is there. Even as of today, maybe in Himalayas or other places, we do find there are yogis, and they don't generally come out. They don't speak because now they have realized. So there are yogis, but it's not for us. It's not for grahasthas. It's not recommended for Kali Yuga. Specifically, Kali Yuga is only Hare Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said Sankirtan movement is the only Yuga Dharma. Coming back to on the auspicious, Krishna consciousness is the most auspicious moment, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's episode decides. And all moments become auspicious when we keep Krishna in the center of all our activities. So that is the sum and substance of whatever we have said so far. Bottom line is, when we keep in our activities Krishna in the center, every moment Prabhu's and Mataji's is auspicious. Every moment. Day, night, Uttarayan, Dakshinayan, don't worry. Every moment is auspicious because we are keeping Krishna in the center. Now, one question again I'll ask you. How many of you find the bhakti process easy as described by Prabhupada? How many of you find the bhakti process easy?
I think it is easy. I would say easy.
Okay. And how many of you find bhakti process difficult to sustain? Yes.
Continuity is
Majority are
difficult. Continuity is
difficult.
difficult. Some days more, some days not.
Very good, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Yes.
If Saturday comes like everything happy, then I spend some time. But
Right.
When the Monday start, all
Very
the
good.
disturb.
Wonderful, Prabhu.
Yep.
But is it not the relative concept, Prabhu? Sorry, I'm asking question.
I will. No, that's okay. I will explain, Prabhu. On that point only, both answers are right.
Yeah.
Those who raise the hand for easy, it's right. Because Prabhupada said so. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said so. We have to believe the Shastra. But it's difficult. I will agree with the others also. Why? Because Prabhus and Matajis, we are constantly fighting with Maya.
Absolutely. Yep.
Maya in the form of Nidra Devi. The first Bhagavatam class starts and we comes. Chanting starts in the morning and we drowse. Why? Because we are trying to focus on something which is very sublime. And we drowse. Bhagavatam class in the morning starts with drowse. Chanting early morning with drowse. Even in Bhagavad Gita class with drowse. I can say, I will not name, but I see faces who are, I will not name, please Prabhu. Now the eyes will be wide open, but I can see few. If I were you in the audience, I will also. This is what happens.
Also, Nindra is not difficult for me. Once I wake up, everything is good. But the mind, मन ने control करूँ
मन ने control करूँ अगरू चलते
बहुत
हैं.
जबरदस्त विचार आ रहे हैं.
बहुत जबरदस्त विचार आ रहे हैं,
Free
प्रभु.
where these things to be done, these things to be done today, everything. Yeah. I would say.
Prabhu, you are hitting the nail on the head.
Absolutely.
आज बस तो.
In Gita also, Krishna Bhagavan says that Arjun, मन को control करो.
Yes.
Control your mind.
चंचलम
That is
मन
most
कृष्ण
difficult.
प्रमाथि बलवद्दृढं
Yes.
तस्याहं निग्रहं मन्ये वायोरेवं च दुष्कृतम्. What is the answer to Krishna to Arjuna's thing? असंशयं महाबाहो मनोदुर्निग्रहं चलम् अभ्यासेन तु कौन्तेय वैराग्येन च गुह्यति. Yes, Krishna says. प्रभु 100% તમારી સાથે એગ્રી કરું છું. 100%.
તમે સાંભળી લીધી first.
મેં સાંભળ્યું. કૃષ્ણએ સાંભળ્યું. 100% આપણે સેમ બોટમાં. We are all, I'm just telling him for people who don't understand Gujarati. Prabhu says that whenever I start chanting or doing bhakti, my mind wanders. My mind wanders to a place where I don't even want them. And within a fraction of a second it goes. Sometimes we are in Bombay, India, sometimes with boss, sometimes where we don't know, Prabhu. Millions of places to dwell upon. So this is the fact. So why my point was, we are constantly fighting with Maya. Maya in the form of Nidra Devi, Maya in the form of money, in the form of fame, in the form of pride, in the form of lust, anger. This is all Maya's दाव पेच बोलते हैं ना, क्या बोलते हैं वो फेंकते हैं ना. This is the Maya's instruments, tactics. Let's put it tactics to do what? To distract us from doing bhakti. Now bhakti could be in the form of listening to Bhagavad Gita class. It could be in the form of listening to Bhagavatam class. It could be in the form of chanting Hare Krishna mantra. We are constantly fighting, and therefore it brings me to conclusion that those who raise the hands that bhakti is difficult, they are equally right. Because it is difficult. Why? Because we cannot overcome Maya. Krishna says, Devi esa gunamayi mama maya duratyaya. It is my divine energy. Krishna doesn't say my energy. He says my divine energy. Divine is the word. It's a divine energy of Krishna. Mama maya duratyaya. It is so difficult to overcome. So if Krishna's energy is mandated to distract us from doing bhakti, then where do we stand? It's Krishna. Are we trying to fight with Krishna's energy? Krishna's energy is equal to Krishna. How can we? It is impossible, Prabhu. It is impossible. But there is a way. that if we have got Shraddha, Adav Shraddha, and we continuously pray to Krishna, that Krishna, give me the strength to fight this Maya. Krishna, I am yours. I am sincerely trying to follow some process given by our acharyas. Please give me the strength to fight the Maya. His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj, my Guru Maharaj, always says that we should be the prayerer. You know, a person who plays is called player. A person who sings is called singer. A person who prays is called prayerer. Radha Swami says that we should be constantly a prayerer throughout the life. We pray to Krishna that please give me strength to fight this Maya. So ultimately Krishna will shower his mercy that this soul, and if Krishna doesn't, then Srimati Radharani is so merciful that she will recommend Krishna. That Krishna, now you need to look at this soul. He is soul-heartedly, with all sincerity, he is trying to pursue the path of bhakti and so many impediments, and Krishna will definitely shower mercy. Definitely, not today, tomorrow, maybe not in this Janma, some Janma, Krishna will shower mercy. Provided we are strictly with discipline following the path of bhakti as laid down by Acharyas. Yes, Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, if we walk on those paths with full sincerity, but sincerity is in our hands. Prabhus and Mataji's path is laid down, but to follow it sincerely, that sincerity is definitely in our hands. Everybody agrees? Sincerity is in our hands. If we are following the path or following the instructions of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra with sincerity, then Krishna will one day definitely shower his mercy. And to prove that, I have got some examples from Bhagavatam. For example, Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj, we all know that he was given 7 days because at the end of the 7th day, Taksat will come and bite, and that's the end of his life. And he accepted that curse of the son of Sringi Rishi, Samyak Rishi. So he accepted the curse, and then he thought that what should I do? Immediately he renounced. He was a king. He renounced his kingdom, renounced his family, wife, opulence, everything. He went to the banks of Ganges as an ordinary man, and then seek the association of devotees. So there are so many devotees accumulated, and with the providence with the will of Krishna, Krishna sent Sukadeva Goswami through that bank of Ganges, and he saw, and then he was told to occupy the Rasasan, and Sukadeva Goswami narrated the whole of Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj for 7 continuous day and night. What did Parikshit Maharaj do during those 7 days and nights? What did he do? Only Shravanam. Of course, he asked questions, were very pertinent questions, because of which we are all benefited today. But intense Shravanam. He left food, he left water, he left sleep, Nidra Devi, he left. He did not eat for the 7 days, 7 nights, did not drink, did not sleep. All the thing he was doing is focus on the every word of Sukadeva Goswami. Attentively listening. What did he show? My point is, he showed sincerity. And then ultimately what's the result? He achieved liberation. At the end of the 7th day, he went back home, back to Godhead. So Parikshit Maharaj. Second example, Prahlad Maharaj. So Parikshit Maharaj, through Shravanam, he perfected his life. Prahlad Maharaj, he perfected his life through, anybody can tell who? Smaranam, Vishnu Smaranam. Thank you, Mataji. Vishnu Smaranam. Prahlad Maharaj perfected his life, as Mataji said, through Vishnu Smaranam. Constantly, 24/7 of the day and night, he used to do Vishnu Smaranam. And this Smaranam is the only one which saved him from his father's attack to kill his own son, Prahlad Maharaj. Hiranyakashipu tried to kill, throwing off from the cliff, throwing into the pit of these poisonous snakes, trumping with the leg of the elephant, lot of things. Prahlad Maharaj was saved through and through. Why? Because Shravana. And what did he do? Sincerely he was asking, he was recollecting. And every time when he recollects, if there is any attack, Krishna would save him because he doesn't want to give up his smaranam. As Parikshit Maharaj did not give up Sravanam, Prahlad Maharaj did not give up Smaranam, Vishnu Smaranam. Third example, Bali Maharaj. Can anybody tell me Bali Maharaj, what did he do? Not you.
Oh.
Not you. I know, you, Mataji. But which is the way he perfected his life, Bali Maharaj? Can anybody say?
I don't know English word, but is given everything means.
Yes,
so,
in essence you are right.
yeah,
But I am looking for that word.
complete devotion, giving everything to God.
Give everything to God. Yes, that's the substance, Prabhu. But what's the exact word?
If you follow
Surrender. Surrender is English word. Sanskrit word. We are very close. Sanskrit word. Samarpit, yes. That's very close. Atma Nivedanam.
Atmanivedana.
Atma Nivedanam. Atma means self. Nivedanam means surrendering. So giving up everything to what Vamanadev demanded. Vamanadev demanded 3 steps of, and then he thought that, oh, he's a dwarf, oh my, what are you asking? Okay, ask me 3 steps. And then once, because prana jau baru bachanan jau, he wouldn't go back on his words. And then Vamandev expanded 1 step upper, 1 step lower, said, everything is covered. Bali Maharaj, tell me where do I place my 3rd step? And Bali Maharaj says, yes, you took everything. Although Shankaracharya told his Guru Maharaj that he is in the form of dwarf, Vamandev, Sukracharya, that he, but he is actually Supreme Personality of Godhead. He warned him. He says, no, but even he, because that is his Atmanivedanam, that I will do what I feel I am supposed to be doing, despite you telling me. And he did it. And the 3rd step, he asked, there is nothing left. He bowed down. He said, this is where. 3rd step. So this is the perfection he achieved through Atmanivedanam. And the 4th example I will give is that of Ambarish Maharaj. We all know that, there was somebody in Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj achieved perfection through what?
all type of 9
Very good. All 9. Ambarish Maharaj was expert in achieving perfection through all the 9 processes of bhakti. Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, etc. all the way till Atmanivedanam. He did it. And therefore, the point to drive home is bhakti can be done through one or in more of any of these 9 processes of 9 limbs of bhakti. We can be achieving perfect. Even Sravanam is enough, like Parikshit Maharaj. Or Smaranam is enough. Any one of these is more than better. Any one of these is capable of giving us our target, going back to home, back to Godhead. So that is that. And then in conclusion, the last 2 lines I told Prabhu to read, Bhakti Yoga. In conclusion, that there are pramans from Bhagavatam I wanted to give. Why that bhakti is that important, or why in Kali Yuga bhakti surpasses all these auspiciousness, all this astrology, all this muktasana, all this yogic process. Why is it important? I'll take you to Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 12, chapter number 3, verse number 52. That is 12.3.52. What does he say? Krite yadhyayato vishnum tretayam yajato mukhe vapare paricharyanam kalau tad adhari kirtanat. And the translation is, whatever result was obtained in Satya Yuga by meditating on Vishnu, in Treta Yuga by performing sacrifices, and in Dwapar Yuga by serving the Lord's lotus feet, can be obtained in Kali Yuga, the present current Yuga, simply by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So there is one praman from this. I wanted to give 3 pramans. The second one, very quickly, for want of time. The second praman is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, 6.242. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, 6.242. It says, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam, Kalo Nastiyeva, 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 Gati Ranjita. And the translation is, in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, they are referring to Kali Yuga. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. When we say something 3 times, why are we doing that? Because we want to emphasize And here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu emphasized that there is kalo nasti eva gatiranta. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. For we jivas, we are mudhas, we need to be hammered constantly. And therefore 3 times, gentlemen, there is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way except Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama. So for Kali Yuga, the Yuga Dharma is only, as Mataji said, chanting of Hare Krishna. The third pramana I wanted to give you from Shastras why Bhakti is most important for Kali Yuga, as prescribed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I'll take you to Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, chapter number 1, sloka number 6, 2.1.6. And this incidentally happens to be the very first sloka Sukadeva Goswami spoke in the Bhagavatam, in Canto 2. This is the very first sloka. Up to that point in time, he didn't spoke. But the sloka goes, Etavan Sankhya Yoga Bhyam Swadharma Parinishthaya Janmalabha Para Pumsam Ante Narayana Smriti. It's the last line. Ante Narayana Smriti. And the translation is, the highest perfection of human life achieved either by complete knowledge of matter and spirit, which is Jnana Yoga, which is what 8.24, Jnana Yoga. From the purport, the impersonal Brahman, the Jnana is going to achieve. Or the second line, by practice of mystic powers, which is 8.23, last class, mystic yoga, the Jnana Yoga, or Astanga Yoga, Hatha Yoga, or all those. And or by perfect discharge of occupational duty, which will be the next verse, 8.25, Karma Yoga, where Karma Yogis would want to go to higher planets, moon or not material realm, but higher planets. So there is Karma Yoga. So again I read it. The highest perfection of human life achieved either by complete knowledge of matter and spirit, Jnana Yoga, by practice of mystic powers, that is Dhyana Yoga, or by perfect discharge of occupational duty, which is Karma Yoga, is to remember the personality of Godhead at the end of life. Ante Narayana Smriti. So our ultimate aim, Prabhus and Mataji, is we should be able to remember Lord's lotus feet, Lord's name, when our final moment comes. We don't know when. Parikshit Maharaj was lucky that he knew that at the end of the 7th day, I will be gone. That's the only timeline afforded to me. But we do not know. We do not know whether this next moment, next hour, next day, next month, next year, we don't know how many years. So, it is said that life is a preparation. An exam, the death is the exam. So we are preparing for the exam, which is death, but throughout the life. So it is said that whatever we are practicing throughout the life, constantly, that will help us at the final moment of death. It is said that death, in this Bhagavatam saying, death is like thousands of scorpions biting at once. Imagine one scorpion, God forbid, nobody is bitten by scorpion. We heard, one scorpion bite is unbearable. The pain of the bite of scorpion, one, is unbearable. And it is described in Bhagavatam, that will give you the experience where you will feel the pain as if thousands of scorpions are biting you at a time. How much unbearable pain will it be? Number 2, our body will not cooperate. There's bile, mucus, our throat will be chocked up with cough, we may not be able to breathe, There are so many bodily developments, because at the time of death, one after the other, indriyas are winding down. They are shutting off. We have seen many cases, right? So those moments, how difficult it will be for a person to remember Krishna. How difficult it will be. Because everywhere, first is the thousand scorpions bite, worth of pain is there. Second is the bile, mucus, the throat is choked up. We are not able to breathe. The body is fully shutting down, one at a time. How much pain it will be. Is it possible for us to remember Krishna if we have not? That is why throughout the life, we need to practice only and only for one final moment, which is called Anta Narayana Smriti. That is 2.1.6 of Srimad Bhagavad. Anta Narayana Smriti. If at that time, forget the relatives, forget wife, husband, son, daughter, wealth, Toyota car, Mercedes car, forget only Krishna. If at that time we are able to remember Krishna, then those Yamadutas, even if they want to come, Vishnudutas will intercept them. You go away. This is like Ajamila. We know Ajamila called his son Narayana. But that is, he was calling his son Narayana, but he spoke Narayana. And the Vishnudutas won over the Yamadutas. There was an argument. Yamadutas got accepted a defeat and went back to Yamaraj, his boss. That why this is the very sinful soul, and we went to collect, and you answer me, you are supposed to answer. And that dialogue, Prabhu and Mataji, is worth reading, between the boss Yamaraj and the Yamadutas. Worth reading, eye-opening, that he spoke the word Narayana, although he was calling his son, but he spoke the word Narayana. Yen prakaran, whichever way, if we are able to remember Krishna, and or speak Krishna word, or Hare Krishna mantra, if we are doing throughout the life, in that final moment, Ante Narayana Smriti, it will help us. Why? Because we have prepared the whole life for that one moment, which is called death, which we don't know when. So Prabhuji and Mataji, please chant, please read, please associate as much as possible, and let us try to make our life perfect by dedicating each and every moment of our life, which is very human life, which is very, very precious. So with that, I will open question, only one or two questions. We are running short of time, but please go ahead.
There is a Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga, right?
Right.
What is Sankhya Yoga?
Sankhya Yoga, good question. Kapil explained to his mother Devahuti, Sankhya Yoga. Not the impersonate Kapil, but the real Kapil.
Kapil Muni. Yeah.
Kapil Muni. So he told Sankhya Yoga is nothing but analysis of spirituality into different elements. There are 26 elements, and then what are those 5 gross elements, 3 subtle elements made up of gross body, which is the material body. Then there are Gyanendriyas, Karmendriyas, there are 26 soul, mind is everything. When you analyze, then the things will become very clear to you. And when you acquire that transcendental knowledge, the real knowledge, then your path will be clear to walk on bhakti. Because now you know the ingredients of the bhakti. What is helping you or what is contributing you to bhakti. We all know that there is a gross and subtle body. We need to occupy our mind. Gyanendriya, Karmendriya, all when you are very crystal clear on those, so Sankhya Yoga, to answer your question, is nothing but analysis of those elements, which helps spirituality to get clearer to the sadhak. So that is Sankhya Yoga. Thank you.
Prabhu, you mentioned about Anusaran and Anukaran.
Yes, Prabhu.
Can you differentiate by examples
Very
what
good
exactly
question.
it means?
Very good question. So, Prabhu, simple meaning of Anukaran and Anusaran. Anukaran is in English we call imitating. And Anusaran in English means following. Following the footsteps of our acharyas. So there are so many examples in the whole of Bhagavatam which are Anusaran, following in the footsteps of acharyas. You name it, say Dhruv Maharaj. Dhruv Maharaj was instructed, right, by Narad Muni at the age of 5 years that, okay, you want to achieve the loka which is bigger than your grandpa, which is Brahmaji. He wanted to be bigger than even Brahmaji, So, yes, then you better, his mother instructed. And then he went to do austerities and he performed, and then Lord was very pleased, and with a touch of conch, immediately the knowledge was revealed. And then at this same time, when he got self-realization, he immediately realized that what I was aspiring to so far are nothing but the broken pieces of glasses. Whereas I got the diamond. So between the broken pieces of glasses, which is called kingdom bigger than my grandpa, Brahmaji, I would rather go for the diamond, which is what you just gave me, bhakti. So he followed in the footsteps of his mother who instructed him. That is called anusaran. Imitating is impersonating. We find so many imitators. There are millions of examples in India and elsewhere also.
Got it.
So that is anukaran. So we are, Prabhu called, very good question, we are called Rupa Nugas. Rupa Anuga. Rupa is Rupa Goswami. We know Rupa Goswami. Anuga means one who follows. So Lakshman is following in the footsteps of Lord Ram. Similarly, we sadhakas should be following Srila Rupa Goswami. So we are called Rupa Nugas. We anusaran, not anukaran, not imitate.
Yeah.
Anusaran.
Thank you,
Yes, Prabhu. The question. Thank you. I hope that's clear.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank
Prabhu,
you.
yes.
Yeah, Prabhu, you ended the discussion by saying that we are preparing our life is for the preparation for the final moment, which is death.
Yes, Prabhu.
Generally, that's taken as a pessimistic outlook.
Mhm.
And in the general world, they say we live a life by the day, live for the present, take care of the day. What will be your answer to that kind of justification of living life, Prabhu?
Great question, Prabhu. So that second portion, what you said, live by day, enjoy to this moment, is the karmic or materialistic vision. Materialistic vision, कल किसने देखा है? आज जो है मजा कर लो, ऐश उड़ा लो. कल की आप ही बोलते हैं ना प्रभु, नेक्स्ट मोमेंट मेरा डेथ है कि नहीं पता नहीं है, तो ये मोमेंट तो मेरे पास है ना, मुझे जाने दो. तो वो टेंपल में नहीं जाएगा प्रभु, वो क्लब में जाएगा. वो प्रसाद नहीं पाएगा, वो ड्रिंक करेगा, नॉनवेज खाएगा. क्यों? आज आपने ही बोला, पांच वापस बोलो. इतना स्मार्ट है प्रभु. वो हमारे आर्ग्यूमेंट आपने अभी भी नहीं बोला. आपके पास एक सेकंड है या एक दिन है या एक साल, पता नहीं है. मुझे भी पता नहीं, हाँ आपको भी पता नहीं. तो फिर तो ये सेकंड तो मेरे हाथ में, हाँ ये सेकंड आप मुझे जाने दो. ओके, जाओ बाबा, जाओ. Go and enjoy. That person will eventually get frustrated, because Prabhu, frustration, why it will come? You cannot eat gulab jamuns non-stop, can you? When you are hungry and you are craving 3 gulab jamuns, 5 gulab jamuns, somebody can give you 10. On the 11th, say, Prabhu, Mataji, please, aaj ka quota khatam. 11th gulab jambu I can't swallow. Such a delicious, juicy. You cannot enjoy more than the capacity of the body, because enjoyment is on the bodily platform, Prabhu. This materialistic vision is simply on the bodily platform, and body has got saturation points. You cannot enjoy, otherwise it will be like vomiting. The 11 gulab jamun, somebody puts it, you might vomit, literally. So, Prabhu, so those people will eventually get frustrated, and if they have done some sukruti somewhere, they will come in touch with a devotee to tell him, not directly but through the shastras, that look, gentlemen, you are wasting your time. The time is precious. You don't have enough time. It's not unlimited. You have got a finish line. Rather, instead of going to club, better come attend ISKCON Stouffville Bhagavad Gita class, or wherever class is going on. Listen to some glorification of Krishna. If some sukruti is there, he will be met on the road while going to pub, of course, going to pub. But on the way, somebody will offer him Bhagavad Gita. And if by touching Bhagavad Gita, if some changes occur, then he might keep it, he might read it one day. He will say, no, that Prabhu was saying, he will search for that Prabhu again on the same street. If not him, somebody, and then he will ask more. And then Prabhu will say, there is ISKCON Stouffville. Go there, 5 to 8 every Sunday, 6432 Main Street. He will come here and he will read it. He will, other disciples, other bhaktas will say some few words and something will go. Again he will come, again he will Prabhu. Then it will change from materialistic concept to spiritual concept. So yes, that's the view of the materialistic people. That is the second half. First half, आपने क्या बोला था कि
Preparation, pessimistic outlook to life.
That is pessimistic. But Prabhu, we want to be in the optimistic camp. We want to be in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's camp all the time. Srila Prabhupada's camp. We don't want to follow those people. We want to give them association. We don't take their qualities. So we will bring the soul. That's why do we, when we distribute books, why do we distribute those cards? Why do we say, keep the face smiling? The first principle of book distribution is Vaisesika Prabhu says is, leave the smiling impression. When you are done with that particular person, leave with a smiling impression. So that person will think that, although I was refuting, oh no, I have got Bhagavad Gita, oh no, I am Christian, oh no, I'm not, I don't have time, majority. But when you leave, okay, thank you so much, have a blessed, Krishna blessed day, with a smile, that impression will bring him back. Someday he will meditate, knowingly or on, as Prabhu said, mind to sab, magat to badi jagyaye જાય છે. બધી જગ્યાએ તો એનું મગજ પણ જશે પ્રભુ આ જગ્યાએ કે ઓલા ભાઈ આપણને મળ્યા હતા મેં આટલી ના પાડી તો પણ એને મને સ્માઇલ સાથે કીધું હેવ એ કૃષ્ણા બ્લેસ ડે. How blissful that person was. You understand Gujarati, right?
Oh, very good.
Very good.
we have planted everybody.
ભટક તો
Very
મગજ
good.
એકદમ
Very good.
એકદમ સારું છે
એકદમ સારું છે. See, so,
More divine spiritual.
I hope that backbench Prabhu also understands Gujarati, who is smiling. Yes. Yeah, he understands. So yes, so Prabhu, one day he will recollect that. Look, that Prabhu didn't got frustrated. He didn't insulted the way I insulted him by refuting in the way I did. He will come back, not today, tomorrow, and then he will look for. And then one day, if he gets Bhagavad Gita, that's it. Prabhupada says, this is the hospital I have opened. Prabhupada says, isn't it, Prabhu? This is the hospital for sick people, mentally sick, which is material sick people. बोलो ना आज का मोमेंट है, मैं मजा करेगा, ऐश कर लो, कल का किसने देखा, आप नहीं बोला, नेक्स्ट मोमेंट पता नहीं है. This is the hospital. और प्रभुपादा वो भी बोल रहे हैं, गारंटी कि एक बार अगर इसमें आ गया, I guarantee he will not go back. And it's true. From our own experience, we know. Once we go to the spirituality, once we get some higher taste, we forget that lower taste. A kid will be given a lollipop, right? So relishing, he will be enjoying the taste of lollipop. But as soon as he is given gulab jamun, he will throw away lollipop. A kid or any even adult, gulab jamun is more better, tasty and delicious than. So he will forget lollipop and he will go for gulab jamun. When you get a higher taste, you will automatically forget the lower taste. Automatically. So that those people one day will get frustrated कि बहुत हो गया, बहुत पी लिया, बहुत मजाक कर लिया, कुछ भी नहीं मिला. ये लोग देखो संकीर्तन रोड पर जो कर रहे हैं, कितना those brahmacharis, when they go for Harinam Sankirtan on the street, so effulgent faces because of their they go for brahmacharya and all. So effulgent and they are dancing ecstasy. They are enjoying, not show off, Prabhu. They don't care if anybody appreciates, they appreciate. No, they don't care. All they are lean in that ecstasy of Harinam, and that is contagious, Prabhu. That is very, very contagious. A dog walker passing by, not only dog will listen to a Harinam Sankirtan, even that person who is master of the dog will also, that is contagious. And they will see that, oh, I have got so many problems and these people are dancing, and virtually they don't have anything. Brahmacharis don't have anything. Still they are so joyful. So it's not the material enjoyment which gives you pleasure. It's ultimately endless, eternal spiritual bliss we get. Ananda, Adyantavanta Kaunteya Nate Suramte Buddha. I think 5:22. Adyantavanta Kaunteya Nate Suramte Buddha. It says that the material pleasures, what you described, Prabhu, aaj ka aaj maan lo, it has got a beginning, it has got a middle, it has got an end. Adyantavanta, Adi and Ant. It has. Adyantavanta Kaunteya Nate Suramte Buddha. Buddha means an intelligent person. Natesu Ramata. An intelligent person will not take delight in those flickering happiness which has got a beginning, middle, and end. Yeah. So that is where I hope that answers your question. And I got a signal from behind, our Shiksha Guru say, yes, Prabhu, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. हरि हरि बोल.